What a gorgeous establishment. Out in this middle of nowhere town. Saloon Mirage, was it? Right now, it all certainly feels too good to be real. Excuse me, bartender. Any chance you're still open for a little while? I've been trekking for a day and a half, and I could use a moment to put my feet up. But you're not closed yet, right? Please, darling. I'm willing to get on my knees and beg. Go ahead and do it. Darling, it was meant to be an exaggeration. Well, if it's the only way you'll let me stay. Please, darling. My feet are oh so tired. And I'll keep out of your way. That dirty table in the back. My, don't you know how to spoil your patrons? Or am I just receiving special treatment? I'm moving. Thank you for giving a weary traveler like myself a moment of respite. You have such a kind heart. What? This little lass on my waist? What about her? Oh, do I have to, darling? I'm a bounty hunter, see? It might not seem like much to you, but in the past 3 years, this little gun's kept me sleeping happy at night. Like a kid's stuffed toy. I won't whip her out or nothing. I'll keep her in her holster. Policy's policy. All right. I don't want to be kicked out now. Here you go, darling. Oh. But if it's so bad for me to keep it on me, why risk me running over to the basket to recollect it? And the basket's so close to the door. Any vagrant could come up and snatch it right out. Then there'd be some lunatic with a pistol running around, terrorizing the locals. I'm sure we'll both feel much safer with it in your hands, darling. Take good care of her for me, darling. Hold her tight. Something tells me you're one to drop things unexpectedly. Any chance you've got any grub available back there? I'm absolutely famished. I'll even take scraps from someone's dirty plate, which I'm sure was your plan already. Fried chicken? You must really hate me, don't you? I'll have to pass. I'd rather starve to death than let that touch my tongue. There's nothing else I can have? Nothing at all? Well, how about I have a taste of you then? I'm sure you'd be more than enough to satisfy my hunger. I might even have to come back later for leftovers. You're not on the menu? If you say so. Do you want some help, darling? I feel a bit antsy sitting around while you're working so hard. As nice as it is to see you bent over. You sure? Ouch. I think I'm pretty good with my hands. I'm certainly better with my hands than you are with eye contact. You gonna look at me at all, darling? You're not gonna turn to stone if you look into my eyes. What are you so afraid of? I know you're busy, that's why I offered to help. Offer still on the table. We'd work well together, darling. Fine. You too busy to get me a cup of water? There's a well down the street. That's a little cold, Red Reaper. Weapons aren't allowed, but table throwing is. Fine by me. Been a while since I had a good bar fight. I'll do my best not to mess this place up too much, Red. No, hiding behind tables now? Come on, show off your strength a little more. Did you really think throwing a table would be enough to get me? What did you think it'd accomplish, huh? Rearrange my face so it'll look better. Looks like you haven't lost your attitude after all. Oh, my leg. You really forgot about this old trick. Got you. It's useless, Red. No one's freed themselves from my ropes before. And you're not gonna be the first. You should know that. I've used my rope on you plenty enough in the past. Oh, you're looking a little pale there, Red. You feeling sick? Or is there something else on your mind? I'm all ears. True. This is the first time I'm meeting the Red Reaper. Great name you managed to snag for yourself, by the way. Real imposing. But you and I both know that's not what I'm referring to. I'm talking about before your silly bandit stint. Oh, darling, you really didn't think I'd recognize you? You can change your name as many times as you want. You can even do whatever you did to change your hair color, cover your face in all this grime to change its shape. You can evade me, leave me all on my lonesome for 3 gruesomely long years. I'll always recognize you, sugar. Good to see that brain of yours is still working. Yeah, I'm not here for Red, as nice as that bounty sum is. $50,000? That could set me and my next few generations up for life. That doesn't matter. To me, you're priceless. I'm here for you. Are you ready to come home, sugar? Oh, you're not talking about anything until I untie you. Do you think I've become stupid over these years? If you want to get out of those ropes so bad, why don't you shimmy onto those knees of yours and beg? Just paying back the treatment you gave me. You want the ropes off? Start begging, sugar. I can't understand what you're saying if you mumble, sugar. Unless you want me to lean in real close. You spat on me. Really? Guess these are staying on for a lot longer than I planned. What if I tied you to the back of my horse and dragged you along? Would you learn some manners then? You're just as bad as you were then. Only it's not that cute anymore. Stopped being cute when I realized indulging in that attitude of yours made you think you could run away from me. Me? Sugar, I gave you everything you ever wanted. A nice house, strong horse, a kiss when you woke up and went to bed. All I wanted in return was some loyalty. I thought that, as a fellow bounty hunter, you of all people would understand the pain of working in a profession where backstabbing and disloyalty reign supreme. Being around criminals and ne'er-do-wells puts a toll on the soul. Yet you still ran away, as if I didn't matter. Worst part, you became the kind of person we were trying to get rid of. I'm not trying to make myself sound like a hero. As much as you hurt me, calling you a villain would ruin me more than you could imagine. The Red Reaper. Do you know how much my heart shattered when I heard the description for that bandit? You couldn't have run away and kept in the industry, or become some kind of common citizen, making an honest living? Well, I suppose you are now. Took you long enough, didn't it? Bounty hunter, to bandit, to barkeep. Oh, there's also the stable hand, the farmer, the merchant, the shopkeep, to name a few. You really got busy in the past year, didn't you? Keeping up all these appearances and identities while skulking around behind folks' backs. Part of a bounty hunter's job is to research their targets. Of course, I knew all about your little hopping around stunt. Left a lot of your bosses in a doozy. Taken off the second you heard whispers of me. I'm surprised you had the audacity to be so rude when you've been so cautious. Shut up for once, sugar. You're coming home, whether you like it or not. You can either cooperate, and I'll get the bounty dropped, or you can be obstinate and the bounty stays. Maybe it's not much on its own, but if I told the other bounty hunters that you're free game if you leave our home, I wonder how long it'd take before you're caught. You really want to risk it, sugar? It's time to come home.